What's going on, guys? This is Ashlee Keyton, just Ashlee Keyton, reporting for duty. If you're watching this on Instagram, welcome. This will be posted to YouTube, so if you see the link in the description for the new album, please check that out. We have a lot to get to today. We're going to have a good time. I have a guest on today. She's talking about relationships and singleness, boring topics like that, I know. So, what's going on, everybody? Pastor Nate, High School Musical, all of this together. No, I'm just playing. So, we're going to have a good time today, guys. I think I'm starting to really like the way that we do these things. It's starting to get a lot more fun for me. Because I just like to have a good time. And guys, if you want to be on the show, please hit me up. DM me, guys. Let me know that you want to share your testimony, your ministry. Because I'm all about growing the kingdom. You know what I mean? I'm about growing the kingdom, guys. This is going to be a great experience. We got about an hour. You know what I mean? To have a good time out here. I'm just trying to start something new. I think this is going to be my niche. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm just ready to go in. Okay, guys? So, without further ado, I want you guys to welcome to the stage. Okay, hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Before I welcome this person to the stage, I forgot to mention we're doing a lot of new things in the kingdom of God. Some people have hit me up saying they want to do Q&As. So, we're going to be doing some Q&As. I know. Don't everybody get excited all at once. I only know so much. I'm only dealt a measure of faith and knowledge. But put me in, coach. Yeah. I'm definitely going to put Country Boy. Country Boy in because I got to see what you got going on, man. What are you going to be doing in the future? Because we got to see some more Country Boy. We got to get, now that I'm finally doing music, and Country Boy has entered his retirement, maybe he might possibly come out of retirement. You know what I mean? Because we got to do some songs, but I got some ideas. But, so we're going to start some Q&As and stuff like that. I think my first one may be a few weeks later. Maybe the first Q&A. Just, anything from ministry to music to, the deity of God, if you want to get into that, to even comedy, acting. I do a lot of things. I only know so much, though. But if you want to ask me anything about this, then, by all means, let's get into it. Let's learn from each other. Yeah, man. Just DM me though. DM me so I can be sure to lock you in and set it up because I want to set it up. I want to make sure that we have it all scheduled together. So we have all our material, any topic that you want to discuss, or if you just want to share your ministry, if you just want to, get on and, and do nothing and just show your face, let me know because we can do that too. But I'm just all about having fun. But yeah, so Q&A, and then next week, hopefully, we can have somebody from, that was doing some music with Marcus Rogers. I'm trying to have him on. Hopefully everything goes well. We can have him on, discuss a few things, what it's like working with the big dogs, you know what I mean? We can have him on. It's going to be cool. But anyway, guys, without further ado, please put your hands together and welcome to the stage, Sister Ericah. Just give it a second. She's coming.
Wait.
What's going on, Ericah?
Can you see me? Yeah.
I can see you. I can see you got it set up. I got this black curtain behind me. You got the gold. Like, this your glamorous moment. Let me put these in because everybody.
I actually lost.
You lost your AirPods. Gosh, that's terrible.
I'm like, dang.
You're so professional. And you lost your AirPods. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Spent so much time getting the background together. Oh my gosh, I can't even hear this man. Where my AirPods at?
Well, the thing going to find them, but it is what it is. We here to praise God. So
that's right. We here. We're gonna have a good time. I got a lot of questions. I don't know if you can answer all of them, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But first of all, before we get into, having fun or whatever, I just want to go into prayer real quick.
All right.
Make sure we're led by God, okay?
Exactly.
Lord God, I thank you for bringing us together, Lord God. I thank you for starting something new in your kingdom, Lord. I just want to glorify you, Lord. I just want to let you have your way.
and anything that needs to come forth through this channel, Lord God, this page, Lord, I just ask that it grows in your name, Lord, and that your kingdom, Lord, is grown in this, God. This is not about me. This is not about Ericah. I'm sure she's in the same mindset. This is about your kingdom, and we want to come together and help your kingdom, God, and allow everyone listening, Lord, to get something from this that they can take and use for the rest of their lives, and for them to be at peace with the decisions, God, that they have gotten from you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Amen. So, first of all, I want you to tell everybody exactly what you do, your ministry.
Okay. Now, backstory. Me and my sister.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a YouTube channel, Ericah, Yvonne, but me and my sister, we had our own channel in the beginning of like it wasn't 2016. I think it was 2018. We started our own YouTube channel, and it was like a reaction channel. Now, what happened with that channel is like my desire to do YouTube just died. I don't know where it went. It walked out the door. It said bye. So that's what
happened, folks.
I don't know what happened. So I ended up quitting YouTube, and mind you, in that time I wasn't really in God like that. Like I grew up in church and everything like that, but I never understood like the relationship part of it. So it was just hard for me I was always looking at the religion aspect of everything. So it was kind of hard for me to get in the groove of things. But I knew I didn't want to go to hell. But anyway,
yeah.
So
I agree.
What made me start the YouTube is God. In the beginning of at the end of 2019, that's when I really felt a tugging on my spirit. God was really tugging on me, and I didn't understand what was happening at the time, but I just felt like, okay, I want to change certain things. I don't want to do the same things that I was doing. So what's going on? And he just started, changing me, changing my surroundings. Things started to happen. And I remember this one traumatic thing happened to me, and that right then and there, I gave my life to Christ, because I was like, I'm tired of going through life by myself, dealing with these things, and I ain't got to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? So that's when, like, I fully got into Christ. I fully gave my life to Christ. And in the beginning, April of 2020, that is when, was it April? Yeah, April of 2020, God placed on my heart, like, listen, start a YouTube channel. And I knew it was him because I had this desire.
Right before COVID.
Desire had died when, like, back when I was doing YouTube. But this desire, it was just like, yeah, like, God has given me so much peace. He has given me so much clarity on things. Like, I need to tell people about my God, my Father, what he has done for me. So that's what really led me to start my YouTube channel. Now I feel like he has me in a mindset of, okay, because I don't know, I feel like people who are on social media and who are spreading the gospel, we sometimes get into the mindset of like, okay, yes, we know that the platform isn't about us at this, at the end of the day. But sometimes we can get a little like, well, I want to do this and I want to do that. So I kind of led myself astray because I kind of took my eyes off of what God wanted me to do at the time. So right now, getting back into focus with that. But I started my ministry because I want people to know that they can have freedom through Jesus Christ, that they can accomplish anything through Jesus Christ. Like, you do not have to suffer depression. You don't have to struggle with anxiety and everything like that, because he can literally take those things away and you'll be set free. You'll be walking this earth with joy and peace, that surpasses understanding. People gonna be looking at you like, why are you so happy? What's going on? Calm down. And it's like, no, I have the word. Do you want to know about it? Let me tell you what he's done for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main reason why I started it, because I just want people to feel the way that I felt, because I remember when I was just in a dark place and he literally pulled me out, and I was just like, man, people gotta know. I need to tell people who gonna listen. So that's what really led me to start my ministry.
Yeah, so you had a lot to say.
I did.
You had a lot to say. God gave you a lot.
I can talk. So I had to pray before this because I was like, Lord, let me not speak too low. I get that from my dad.
You talking about God? Or are you talking about
No, just talking.
your fleshly dad?
So I gotta. If I do
Okay.
you can be like, Ericah, chill out. Just let me know.
I'm gonna let you know because this is my show. No, just playing. No, you just said it's God's show. Let me stop. I'm just playing.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Let me stop. So now, what exactly is your channel like focused on? Do you have like is it like a general thing covering many topics? Like, because you said before you were doing like a reaction thing, and now it's moved to this. So what exactly, like, would you say it's the focus on?
Just me. It's not my sister. It's just me. And I wanted now, because I had took like a long break and I was still trying to figure that out. But now I feel like it's more towards my faith as a single Christian woman of God. And it's more towards like relationships, faith, how to do things. Because I know that when I became a true Christian, I didn't really know how to start off my journey. So giving people clarity on like Bible study and how important prayer is, and just telling, just being a mouthpiece for God in a way, just letting people know, like, listen, there's ways to get over, certain things, being like a motivation, inspiration type of sister for everybody. So I just more so set on inspiration, around like relationships and like faith at, people's personal faith, so yeah.
Okay, so you're single, but you're with Christ.
Exactly.
So that's how when they say, "Oh, you talking to somebody?" Well, I'm talking to Jesus. That's how you say it, right?
Well, I never had somebody say that to me.
They don't ask you them questions.
Of solitude. And I was actually gonna make a video about this, but I heard somebody say this phrase like, "Oh, I'm in a season of solitude. I'm in a season of singleness," and I was like, "Okay, what does that mean?" And basically, a season of solitude is basically God saying, "Listen, this is your time to focus on me, nothing else." So somebody can come my way, and they could be looking good. You know what I'm saying? They could be having everything together, but if God, and in this moment, God is saying, "Listen, I need you to block out every distraction. I need you to focus on me because this is the time we need right now." You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I'm not going to focus on them, when I'm out of my season of solitude. But I feel like this season, he's truly trying to mold me into what he wants me to become. And so I am single.
All right. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny you say the solitude. Now, do you think, okay, is God got you in a place to where, like, if someone does want to talk to Ericah Yvonne, the Ericah Yvonne, like, what steps do they got to go through? What do they have to be? Like, basically, what type of husband? This is the only type of husband you will accept. What traits do they must have? What are the traits that they must have?
Clearly, they got to be a man of God.
Right.
I feel like most importantly for me, they have to have an understanding heart, because I feel like any man of God that truly seeks God for himself, he will then get clarity on what he needs to do. So if I'm seeking God and I'm saying, "God, I know this is the season of solitude, but he looked like he got the whole package," I would then expect him as a man of God to be like, "Father, I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to pursue. I'm willing to do what you need me to do. I need you to direct my path." But I just expect him to be, like I said, understanding and know that my relationship with God comes first before anything. Because I feel like in the past, I've never done that before. And this is a new experience, but I take it I don't take it lightly at all. So I would just expect him to be like understanding and just know that God, he'll bring it together if it's truly meant to be, so.
So have you ever heard of the phrase, like I heard somebody say this and it blew my mind. It said, I don't want nobody saved. I just want them like you love God, but you know,
Hmm.
you can still have fun. So what does that mean to you when you hear that?
That
What
mean,
would you
look,
say to somebody if your girlfriend has told you, yeah, girl, I don't want nobody saved. Like, I just want somebody, you know, saved, but
mm-hmm.
love
I'm like, you
God. But
born. That's what
uh
you want somebody who, because I feel like, what does save mean? Like,
Amen.
I don't, I can say like, I want, like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't want somebody saved. Like, I want somebody anointed. I want to be able to count on my husband that if something going on in the house, I need him to pray for me. I need him to rebuke. I need him to, because there's no such thing as saved to me. That's foolishness. You cannot be too saved. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Okay, let's just debunk that right now. You
Yeah.
can be too saved. Listen, because we all getting saved each and every day. But what I will say is, so many people are looking for, you know, in the Bible it says we cannot serve two masters. A lot of people want to live in the world and a lot of people want to serve God. And we can't do that. And you can't look for somebody to go like, okay, yeah, you can't look for somebody to do that, especially if their relationship with God is serious. I feel like we all need to get to that point where, okay, we need to stop being childish about like, oh, I don't want to save. Like, no, we need that. We need that extra protection, because if we don't, you know, it's just gonna be bad, and we all know how that ends. So, I don't think there's anything such as too saved. I just say to those people, that's lukewarm, and you don't want to be in the gray area, you know. You don't want to get spit out his mouth, because that's just, I would never.
Yeah.
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 So,
I'm glad you said it because if I say something like that, these women gonna rebuke me because they don't want to hear what Ashley got to say. It's like, nope, you're not a woman. You shut your mouth. I'm like, all right. I'm gonna ask a woman here to say it so I
yeah,
don't get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So you're in singleness right now. You had to learn how to deal with this. How in the world? You know what? I was gonna ask you when I got on here. Like, if I cheated on my wife, how do I get her back?
if you
No,
cheated
I'm
on,
just playing. No, no,
I,
no, no, no,
I
no,
was
no.
about to
But like, you did that for real? No, 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 I'm messing with you. No, but in all seriousness though, like if you're like you're single, like and you're dealing. I mean, I'm single too, but
yeah,
you know, speaking from a man's perspective, sometimes, you know, I don't know. It can be different, you know, different emotions. I don't know. It could be the same. So
yeah.
explain how you have learned to deal with that.
It was hard for me because, coming from my past, I was so used, because I hated the thought of being alone. And it just crippled me every time I thought about it. So I would put myself in these relationships that weren't good for me. But because of my fear of being alone, I stayed in these relationships that just brought my self-esteem down even more, like if I was just by myself. So I had to get to a place, and actually the day I gave my life to Christ is when I had truly broken off this one relationship. It was like a 8-year on and off relationship that I was in.
Mm,
And that day I was just tired, and I was like, Father, take the wheel, because clearly I don't know where I'm going or how I'm driving. So the day that I just stripped everything, God really, because literally with the thought of being single, I thought that had no type of positive aspect to it. So understanding what singleness really meant, and you know, watching some YouTube videos, clearly everybody know the Michael that's the first thing that popped up when I looked up singleness, because I did not know how to be single. I did not know how to be by myself, and I came to discover that I didn't like myself. I didn't know myself.
mm,
And what helped me overcome being single as a Christian woman is getting to know myself. More so getting to know Christ and knowing myself. And, you know, I got to know myself in that process. And just spending time with God and engulfing yourself in God, you're not going to be thinking about, oh, I want to be in a relationship with so-and-so, or I want to do this and I want to do that. I feel like when you are in a season of singleness, that is your time to work on you. I had a lot of child trauma. I had a lot of anger and resentment in my heart, and he had me understand through that time of me really seeking him that you got to let that stuff go, because if I keep going the way I'm going, all I'm going to end up with is other people that have the same things within them. And I didn't want that. You know, I wanted to change the pattern. And that's what basically happened. I just knew that, well, God just reminded me that, listen, singleness is not a bad thing. It's actually a great time for you to get to know yourself, for you to get to know God even more, and just discover, have, like, what am I trying to say? What I had to understand was, in order for me to attract the type of man, and the thing is, I didn't even know the type of man I wanted to attract, because I just didn't know myself enough. So I say the more that you know yourself, the more that you engulf yourself in God, the more you'll know what you want, and you'll be able to come up with standards you may have, and things that you won't settle on, and everything like that. The more clear you'll see when it comes to actually being in a relationship with somebody, having partnership with somebody. So that's what I was saying. I hope I answered your question. I know
You
I said
answered all. I ain't got no more questions left. You didn't answer all of them. So y'all done. Goodness. No, but that's a tough thing. You know, somebody told me. I was just making sure the sound was so good. Okay. Somebody told me when I was in school, you know, you're not good boyfriend material, but you good husband material. And you know, back then, it made me so mad. I was like, what are you talking about? Let's talk right now. What you saying? You know, but I'm not gonna lie. I was always in the friend zone with these people. These women making their boyfriends mad. And I had no chance. And they had no idea. I didn't have a chance. I was a friend zone. I was a friend zone Ashlee. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, you know, I'm telling you, this dude got mad at me because this girl walked up to the table. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you're cute." This was in like fifth grade or something.
Oh my goodness.
This girl walked up to me. She said, she's like, "You're cute. Oh my gosh, your eyes." You know, and I'm like, thank you. You know, I'm a kid. I don't know what to say.
Right.
I walk outside to the bus ramp. I feel a knot on the back of my head. I'm like,
dang.
I was like, what was that? I look around and this dude sitting there like,
he said, "Don't mess with my girl."
He had all his boys up there. I'm like, what? I didn't do nothing, man. Your girl came up to me. So, you know, for the longest, yes, I do have braces. These people asking questions. I'm sorry. I wish we could like get more into the questions, but we do have like
I forgot all
I don't
about
know. Well, probably, you can see them too, right? Because some people come on the live, they can't see them.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's something about their setup or something. But yeah, I always got super mad about, you know, not being able to, because I was like, God, don't I need to, you know, practice being in a relationship in order to, you know, be good when it comes to being married?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, no. I was like, okay. Like, have you ever thought of that? I haven't thought about this stuff in so long. I haven't talked about this stuff in so long. Like, you're bringing me all the way back to like my middle school days, the way I was thinking, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, were you done?
Yeah. You go ahead. I just said a lot.
So yeah. I used to think like that too. But when it came to me finally taking myself serious, because the thing is, I realized the way you treat yourself, people are going to treat you. So I feel like if you, and I mean, for many people, some people, like, let me just start over. So back to what you were saying when you were saying like, oh, because I have plenty of friends, guy friends. Well, not plenty, but I have some guy friends who that got done to as well. Like, oh, you're not boyfriend material, but you're definitely husband material. Get back with you when I'm ready for that. And I think that is a brokenness within women, because that's how I was. Like, I was going to this one church. This dude came up to me and he just looked too. Now, I would have changed my mind then, but back when I was, how I was, I looked at him as like, oh, you're too churchy. You're too.
That's crazy. What is that?
I'm telling you, it's the brokenness. Like, women, they don't think that for me at least, I didn't think that I deserved that. And subconsciously, that's not what I was thinking at the time. Like, oh, I don't deserve something good.
Right. And that's, 'cause they sure ain't thinking that.
But it's like,
you don't deserve me. That's what they say. I'm like, hey.
Subconsciously, that's what we're thinking, because we don't understand the healing process and the brokenness within ourselves. Like, something is broken and it needs to be fixed. And the only one that can fix it is God himself. So if you're not going to God to get that fixed and get that healing, you're going to come out choosing men that you think are good for you. And they're going to always dog you out. They're always going to, give you these petty excuses as to why they do the things they do, rather than seeing a man, standing right in front of you and like, yeah, he may look this, that, and the third, but I think a lot of people choose, relationships based off of how people look nowadays. And I think that's another dangerous fact. And a lot of women don't know what they need. That's why I said, like, when you go into your singleness season, you have to learn yourself. You have to know, okay, what do I need from a man? Because if you don't know that, then you're just going to be, picking anything that comes your way. So it's very important to know that, so you can know, like, okay, what do you want? What do you need? And if, that man or that woman can offer that to you and bring that to you, then you are good. But until then, you're not going to really know what you need until you actually go to Christ and try to figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah. I see why you're getting them subscribers up. Because, I'm going to take this halfway point to tell everybody. If you watch it from Instagram, or if you watch it from YouTube, hit that, go to the link in the description, follow the page. I'm gonna put it in the description. If you watch from YouTube, man, click the link in the description, follow her page, because I'm telling y'all, she giving some content. And when I subscribed to the page, I learned a lot about spiritual wives, and I learned a lot about this stuff.
That's a whole other story. When I listen, oh my goodness, I was shocked. And like, the thing is, you'll never not learn anything. Like, dealing with God, there's a whole bunch of things that you need to learn, you need to heal from, you need to, and it's like, I don't know why people, like, so many people, they second guess doing that, walk with Christ. And it's like, why? Like, so you can just continue to live in depression, so you can have that seasonal depression. I was like, people do not have the only people that have seasonal depression is the ones that don't have God. Seasonal depression, no. But it's just like a whole bunch of stuff that that's the main reason why I made my channel, because I don't want people thinking that these things are normal, and they're normalizing seasonal depression and God. And it's like, you have to do that. Like, if you go to God and you allow him to mold you and reshape you and refine you, and you won't have to deal with any of that. Like, that'll all be gone, and you'll be all like, dang, like, she was right. Or, dang, God is the truth. Because he is. So, yeah. But yeah, the thing about the spiritual husband, when I learned about that, I was shocked. I've never heard anything like that in my life. And I was like, I need to tell people about this, because I don't see many videos about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely, because I know it's a big topic, we'll definitely I want to have you on again sometime and talk about that, because you bring up, like, I appreciate you, Demetrius. He's talking about Shauna, saying that he's Naruto.
Oh, that's my sister, the one that I had the YouTube channel with prior to this.
Oh, maybe he got y'all confused.
Yeah.
Unless he's just saying, oh, he's saying love both of y'all. Yeah, so you got some fans on here, girl. I'm a wife in progress.
Okay,
what does that
period.
mean?
That means, listen, one thing that I will tell, if there's any ladies on this live, one thing you need to do, and no, not even just ladies, but men too.
Talk
if
to
you
me.
truly to be with someone, if you desire companionship, godly way, God's way, you need to practice being a husband, being a wife before that person even comes. So that doesn't mean, that means you're not, fornicating with millions of people. You're not talking to millions of people. You're not out here mingling with people. You literally are doing what God is calling you to do. You're allowing him to guide your path. He said, the thing is, I hate when that happens. I have a scripture and then it just walk away.
It's in there.
It's in there. I'm gonna get back to it.
What's going on, Sister Ashlee? Gotta have Sister Ashlee on.
But what is that scripture? It's in Psalms 30.
What were you talking about, referring to? Because we need if we need to pull it up, then we can just pull it up and quote it. You know what I mean?
I forget.
What was it related to?
Your desires. He will give you your heart's desires. I'm trying to get
there. It is.
But is it? No, it's not. It's something like acknowledge God. I'm a paraphrase. Acknowledge God in all your ways, and He will give you your heart's desires. Delight in the Lord.
Yeah, delight thyself also in. I'm reading the King James version. I don't know. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and He shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
Amen. And that's what I need to understand. If you seek God, even in Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and everything else shall be added unto you. When we seek God, he'll give you what you need. But I feel like our problem is we're trying to do worldly things in God's house, and that's not gonna work.
That verse, I love that verse. And when we were at church, my pastor, my dad is my pastor. So I'm gonna be careful. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
We got bad reputation, but that didn't fall on me.
Yeah, they made a whole show about it.
I would not be on that show because I try to be a good kid.
Yeah.
But this verse, Psalms 37:4, if you read it, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Now, people would think that this means that he is just going to give you the things that you desire right now. But that means that he has not made you into a new creature. He made you into a new creature. He gave you new desires. He gave you the things to desire. He told you what he's not just talking about a physical thing. He's talking about changing the heart into desiring. When he says you hate what you once loved and you love what you once hated, that is Psalms 37:4 when he says he shall give thee the heart's desire, the desires of thine heart.
And
he
that's why
those desires in your heart.
Exactly. And the thing, like you said, a lot of people think that, he's gonna give me my desires, I can just do this, that, and the third. No, you have to live according to Christ. When you're seeking Christ, the thing is, when you go to Christ, the awesome thing about God is you ain't got to search for the desires. He was like, listen, you seek me, I'm going to give you the correct desires of your heart. And everything that you seek God in, you're not even gonna have to question if is this a desire from God and this, that, and the third, because if you're seeking God, you're gonna know, because it confirms it in the Bible a million times, all the time. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything will be added unto you. That means when you seek God, God is so good. God is so good. His desires for you wouldn't even comprehend the desires he has planned for your life. Like the desires he has for you, you wouldn't even had come up with those desires on your own. And that's how good God is. That's why it's like so important. Like it's not a downfall when you follow Christ. It's like you're not missing out on anything. And you're going to soon realize that once you leave that life that, you know, you were living prior, you know. But yeah, that's one of my favorite verses as well.
Yep. So now we're going to move to our next segment.
All right.
This is going to be a pretty interesting segment because we're going to know how you deal with these situations being a Christian single person. Well, I guess it depends on the question because some of them are different. So you and your partner, which, let me see. See, that's the thing. It's tricky because when we talk about a partner, we're talking about somebody that we're intending on marrying.
You're right.
You've been together for a couple of years. When they forget your birthday, you wait all day for them to acknowledge it, but the next morning they still haven't said a word. Would you end the relationship? How would you deal with that? This is the question that they have here. So
I wouldn't end the relationship, but I would be looking at him like, really? Are you serious?
Because they don't remember your birthday, so that could be a red flag.
I'm like, what you got going on? You okay? Everything okay? I'm more so like a jokey type person. So like, I'm not very like into trying to be in altercation. I'll just try to figure out, okay, maybe he forgot it for a reason. Hopefully. Maybe it just, you know, he had a lot of things going on. If I start to pick his mind and he like, no, everything fine. Like, you good? I'm like, oh. It's all right. You know, then I'm gonna be like, oh, so you good? All right. Well, I'm not because you forgot your girl's birthday. And then, you know, but yeah, I'm not gonna take certain things. There's a time and place for everything, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't take necessarily that serious like that because I'm like, okay. But now if he been acting crazy and like weird prior to my birthday, then I'm gonna be like, okay, we need to talk. But like I always expect God to speak to me in a way that I understand and be like, okay, he'll always direct my path. Like, okay, something's going on with so y'all need to talk about it. And that's what I depend on. I depend on God's guidance rather than like trying to figure out things by myself because I'll give myself a headache. So yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't take that.
Yeah.
I'll cut into him real quick, but it ain't gonna be all like, you know. It's going to be all jokes and fun.
Yeah. Gotta let them know. Question number two. On your wedding day, you find out that your partner had an affair. When you confront them on your wedding day, you find this out. When you confront them about it, they swear that it's over. The affair that they had is over. And you believe them. The wedding is all paid for, and your guests have started to arrive. What'd you do? Would you end the relationship right there, or like this is a big thing to just because this on the wedding day, like.
But I'm a big believer of out of bad situations like such as that one, greatness can only come out of it. But I feel like that is a decision based off of what type of marriage do you want? Because that right there, because it's not like he denied that he had the affair. He said the affair is done because like I just cut it off. Yeah, that's gonna all determine on what type of relationship we want because that means that whole thing wasn't built on trust. You was out there doing what you want to do, and yeah, I ain't with that. So I'm very confident in content in my single season. So I'm at a place where if somebody did something like that to me, I'll be totally okay to just cut it off and walk away. Yeah.
Your family looking at you like, what happened? Your dress looking amazing.
Yeah.
You just ruined it. What are you thinking?
But it's like, what type of marriage do you want? Because it's like, I know what type of marriage I want. And that's why it's so important to know, okay, what you're going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate. and I don't tolerate cheating. So, and he would have knew that from the jump. So I would have been even more hurt. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like, come on. Yeah, so that would have already been dealt with, you know, at the door. And that's probably why he waited until the wedding day.
Yeah, that would be crazy because
Yeah.
the thing is, like, if your foundation is this way, and you see this man that you know you don't see any, I feel like God would not let that happen. Like, if you're not in God, then maybe it can happen. But you know, if you're in His hand and you're like, God, you put this together, all I see is you know, good quality from this person. I don't think that would be something that you would even have to worry about. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Definitely, yeah.
if that happened, then I should have been said no. You know what I mean?
Yes, because
So,
God be giving them red flags. He be giving
we got a pastor that just joined. We got a pastor that just joined. We got to pray again. I'll just play it now. Pastor man, the Jarius. I'm not gonna say your whole name because I don't know if you want it out there like that. So yeah, the next question, and these are questions just kind of, I have to alter them because I had to get these pretty fast. You've been with your partner for a little while. When you find out they cheated in their last relationship, it wasn't that they were unhappy or that there were problems in the relationship. They just slipped up. I don't even like this question. Would you end the relationship?
So they cheated in their last relationship and their excuse was they slipped up.
Yeah.
I would ask more questions. I would be like, okay, so what does slip up mean? Like, you need to.
Well, you know, it just happens on time when you know. I'm trying to help the question go a little better. You know, that ain't me. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, they would have to go through a little test. A couple
Somebody
of
said that's a foundation on sand.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to ask more questions because that's like I said, you don't want to get into a marriage and then the marriage go, you know, you got to go through the divorce and stuff. They done cheated again, and it's like, okay, yeah. I feel like a lot of people, they date now and they sometimes date to see like, oh, okay, this person has you know, they don't date to see if this person has what they're looking for, but they, you know, just date to be like, oh, okay, well, this, what am I trying to say? They don't date.
It's not courtship.
Yeah. Thank you. See, where was you at?
I understand, but I was like, you don't want to preach over the you know, the minister.
But yeah, yeah, it's no courtship, and you know, dating has a bad rep when it comes to Christian, you know, Christian dating. A lot of people think you shouldn't do it and stuff, but I feel like that's important because before you even get into a relationship, you need to make sure that this is a person that you actually see yourself with, because we're not dating just to date. We're dating for, you know, and we dating for marriage. So you got to make sure that you know who you're dealing with and what they bring into the table. Because sometimes people can go on dates and they can think like, okay, yeah, this person has everything that, or I'm okay to this person, but you have to also be like, okay, does this person have everything I need too? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
My cousin just said, I still date my wife.
Amen. Like, that's true.
That's
That
good.
is, yeah, that's true.
Yo, do you got like a background or something? Because I got to learn how to do that.
Yeah, I have a background. I literally just pinned it to my wall.
Oh, man. I don't want to start hitting these filters and look crazy. No, that's not it. I'll figure it out later because I'm going to mess this whole thing up.
Yep, you
Black
got
curtain, that's good for now.
you date.
What'd you say?
Someone said that's why I'm super careful when I date. Yeah, you gotta ask those questions. That's like why that you're collecting data. That's why it's called dating. You're collecting data. You're trying. Not like you ain't, being like,
No,
hey,
that's smart right there, boy.
but as you won't listen. You get older, you don't get younger. Okay, so you got to ask them questions. And the thing is, if that's the person for you, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I can eat these questions up with no question." I mean, I
Yeah, no
wouldn't.
problem. No question, no problem. Either
Right.
way.
So, yeah, and it's
That's
not
cool. I
all about
got
what you can bring to the table, but it's more so about character and how they answer the questions and stuff like that. So, as you get older, you'll start to begin to realize, like, okay, I actually need these things from somebody, and are they willing to offer these things? Are they willing to give and be selfless like I am? So, yeah, it's important. Very important.
So there's one more question I have, and this might be a vice versa type question.
Okay.
So you with your girl, your
Okay.
best friend, and her man ain't there, right? You see this other dude walk in. They chilling, sitting on the couch watching a movie. She just think it's cool, you know what I mean, with you. Um, how do you handle this situation? Like, do you pull her to the side? Do you tell her man, like you just think about how cool you would be with her man because
Right.
that's your best friend. So it's not like just some stranger.
Yeah.
You know her man. So how would you handle that? Someone says some people look for the perfect mate when they aren't perfect themselves. Yep, that's true. But I don't want to take.
True.
I just wanted to read that. But so how would you handle that situation?
I would take my friend to the side and be like, "What you doing?"
So you ain't gonna tell on her.
Listen,
You're gonna give her grace.
I'm I'm gonna I'm gonna give her a minute to get herself together. Because the thing, I speak life in my friends. Like, I was reading Job today, and I know this kind of off track, but I was reading Job today, and I was reading verses, I think it was 5 through 8, and I just saw how his friends were speaking into him. And he was just trying to sit in his pity and being all like that. But just seeing how his friends was like, listen, you serve a God that's, this, that, and the third. Like, what are you doing? Like, stop crying. And he thinking that they, just throwing shots at him, mocking him and stuff. But no, like, I'm that friend that's going to tell you what it is. And if you don't like it, we shouldn't be friends. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be in nobody's mess. Your blood ain't going to be on my hands. No, it's not. Mm-mm. But yeah, I would tell her, like, listen, you need to get it together. That's not... That's not what women that are married do. Okay, so let's go. I would just be like, let's head out, back to your house where your husband is. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell on her because we're not perfect, but I'd be like, girl, you should know better. You should know better, especially being my friend, So yeah. I feel like that's why, like, I have friends, but I feel like that's why, I don't have as many friends, because a lot of people can't take the truth. When you call people out, they be like, why are you being mean? And it's like, I'm not being mean. So, yeah.
Yeah. So this one's gonna be a little crazier. Now, what if the man, and this ain't your friend, this is the same people,
Uh-huh.
but they switched. So the man got a girl over. First thing you doing, oh, let me call my girl, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you should have known not to do that around me. What was you thinking?
yeah. The thing is, I don't want to be that woman that's like, oh, I'm always on the girl side and I'm always trying to look out for my girl, especially if she doing wrong. Or the thing is, I feel like it depends on, because I could leave myself out of the equation, because it's like, listen, that ain't my home. I don't know what you got going on. Because sometimes you put yourself in an equation and it makes everything more messier. But I do encourage encourage people to be more like, if that person is like, if I'm really close to the woman, then yeah, I'm gonna let her know. But I'm also gonna be like, George, what you doing? Hey, how you
Yeah.
doing? This, and like, listen, if they be like, listen, you need to get out of my business. You ain't gotta
Oh, shoot.
ask me twice. I'm out.
Made this one.
Relationship. I'm like, well, your wife knows, so yeah.
Man.
It's a,
Yeah, I think, and also I don't think it's so much of a, a gender thing, because I think to me it will also be the same. Like if it's my boy, I'm like, yo,
yeah.
bruh, she cheating, dog. I'm sorry, I gotta tell you this way. Like
It,
bump how she feel, I gotta tell you. But if it's some random girl, or if it's not, I mean, if it's I'm trying to think about the scenario in my head. If it's my boy is cheating on his girl,
mhm.
and the girl is over, and his girl ain't nowhere around, I'll be like, yo, okay, first of all, hey, let's talk. And he's trying to make a scene. What's going
Yeah.
on, bro? Yo. You want me to say this right now? I will. I
Ow.
don't care. Let's talk right now. Either we going in here or right here. So
Right.
hopefully he would come in my office and we can have a nice holy discussion. And I'll be like, yo, either you gonna tell your girl what's going on, or I'm gonna tell her, because you tripping, dog. That's how me and my friends are.
Yeah.
I give them a little grace, but then if they tripping, I'm about to just tell them straight up, like, yo, this ain't gonna happen. You know, and this is the question I want to ask you. We got a few minutes before we turn on out.
Oh.
So you ever see like a relationship going on, and you see one person that's like, okay, in your instance, you see a
Mhm.
man, you say that's a nice man right there, and he's holy, but he's with this girl, and she doing him wrong. You all feel like, oh man, God, why didn't you just send him my way, right? And you just sitting there like, it's crazy how y'all, like, I'll give you an example. Like, I just want to see how you feel about this. Like, if I see a relationship and I see this woman, she seems holy and she seems like she just going to church or whatever, and the man, she gotta, kind of drag him to the
Mhm.
church in a sense. I'm just sitting there like, God, I know you don't make mistakes.
Right.
Maybe I'm missing something, but I'm like, you decided to let that happen. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like, I'm sitting over here single, Ashlee. I'm like, I don't know. I got to figure it out. I got to figure it out, but they good. I don't know what your thoughts are when you see something like that. You
When I
see
see
them.
like that, um, because I wouldn't necessarily say I come from a broken home, but I know what it looks like when people aren't equally yoked. Let me say that. You've kind of asked yourself like, okay, that's a nice looking man. He's holy filled and God filled, and he bringing this woman that look like a Jezebel. Father, why her, not me? um, Stuff like like what's going on? But at the end of the day, it's like God, he works in mysterious ways. He works in a way that we're not going to understand. So he may, you know, connect to that person through that person. And it's like a lot of people aren't going to see that. And that's why I had to stop doing that, because it's like, okay, this woman probably seen something. And a lot of people take on people as projects too. So that's also dangerous, which I do not recommend. Don't take people on as projects, because
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
your project at the end of the day. Okay, after that relationship, you're gonna be another project. But yeah, I feel like God, he probably puts those people together, because there's been many occasions where one person was in a relationship and they weren't equally yoked, and because they went to church that one time with them, they just got saved, and now they have the anointing and everything. So I feel like some people, they do pick up people because they do like projects. And then some people, God literally brought them together. They didn't know how and why, but they got saved through their connection. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the situation. But I'll be praying for people. So I'm like, Father, if you allowed it, I'm with it. I'm right with you. So yeah.
Because I do see a lot of that. Do you think that is more of a? I mean, obviously it happens, with both of the sexes, but do you think it's more of a woman thing to take on certain, like they try to tame the beast, if you will?
Um,
Do you think that's more of a woman thing to
I
do that?
I would say that because naturally we are nurturers. Women, they want to make everything better. And sometimes I know from my experience, like I said, when I first felt the spirit, when I first like got my hands on what it felt like to be having joy and peace and everything, I wanted to help other people. And I'm pretty sure people, like men and women, we both get that feeling, but I feel like more so, since we are nurturers at heart, we want to help people more than ourselves sometimes. And we sometimes put in that extra elbow grease to make it do what it do.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's why women of God, because a man of God, he's not a true man of God. Let me say that. A true man of God, he is not going to go for what he knows is going to be a project. He's going to go for a woman that is going to be a helping hand. It's like, that's why a lot of women, they get like mad when, people just say like, the man is the head of the household. He's the head of the wife. Keep him there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's nothing to get mad at. Like, why would you want to be a woman having to take care of a lot? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, men have to go through a lot, and women, we have to go through a lot. But I feel like God has, he has a divine order, and he puts the order in place for a reason. So when we follow that order, it's more simple. A lot of women, they want to, they want to take on projects. They want to do men, things that men do now. And it's like, we ain't got to be doing that. I feel like you have to look at a relationship this way. When I think of, because God said the man is above the wife, you have to think of the man as the head and the woman as the neck. The head can't move without the neck. The man is going to need the woman. That is why we are his helping hand. We're not there just to be all like, oh, yes, sir. No, we are there because we're the best. You know what I'm saying? We are the one, like, he may have a stupid idea. Don't say that it's a stupid idea, ladies, okay? Don't hurt ego. But he may say, yeah, I want to open this barbershop. And that ain't the move at the moment. Like, okay, just listen. And then you go to God about it and be like, God, I don't think he need to do that right now. So please speak to him and drive the right way. And, the next day he was like, babe, I think I can cool down on the barbershop. I'm like, and then that and help.
Yeah, because I heard you praying the other day, and you said something like, God, tell him not to do it. I didn't know if you meant, but I just felt something after you said that. I didn't do it.
And it's like, we are not like, I feel like there's people like to construe the Bible and put their own things in it. And it's like, no, being a helping hand that's our nurse. Like, that's what we naturally do. So what's the big problem behind it? And like I said, the head is the man, and then the head can't move without the neck. So I feel like people shouldn't get mad. Women shouldn't get mad at that. There's nothing wrong with the man being the head. You should want the man to be the head. I know there's a lot of women out here that will wish that they had a man in their life that could do half of the things that they are doing. Like, I know some women don't want to take the trash out. They don't want to get their car fixed, and half of them, like me, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to cars and stuff. Like, so like, let a man do what a man does. And I'm not saying like women can't have their own thing to do, or we have to stay in our place. But I mean, kind of we do, because a lot of women don't know what that looks like today. Because, we got all these moves about the feminine act. I cannot say that word for the life of me.
Feminine act? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Feminist act or something?
It's just a lot. But that's another thing.
Yeah, we'll be talking all day about the feminist movement and how these days, how destructive it is to women.
Yes.
More than anything. And I hate it because it's like, it's you're drinking the deadly poison. It's like I always say, if my friend is getting ready to, jump off of a cliff because he thinks he can fly, a lot of people would tell me, don't tell him that he can't fly. You're going to hurt his feelings. I'm like, he's going to kill himself.
Exactly.
This is very destructive to him. So I have to tell him if it's going to hurt him, if it's a bunch of people coming to your house to rob you and take everything, don't tell him that. You're going to scare the kids.
Exactly.
They're going to die. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean?
Listen, so many people don't like the truth. And the thing about the truth is, it's the truth, because when you get to say, like, you may be having a conversation with somebody and you say, like, you ask a question and they may not, and then you may say something, and once they get that little twist in their face, that's how you know the truth.
It just hits you.
They get that twist in their face, they're gonna be like, well, no, the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
And the truth hurts. I feel like people don't really understand that the truth hurts. The truth hurts.
Yeah.
Somebody's telling you the truth. They are doing it hopefully they're doing it out of love. A lot of people that are in Christ, they don't know how to judge righteously. They don't know how to love righteously. And that's why a lot of people, they give the excuse of, well, that's why I don't follow Christ, because this, that, and the third. I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, nobody gonna stop me from having a relationship with Christ. So that shouldn't stop you. But yeah, just know that the truth hurt. The truth is gonna hurt, but it's only for good. Like, I don't say things just to say things. I say them because I know I've been through them, or I don't want to experience them, and I don't want you to experience it, as well. So yeah, people just gotta be mindful. But women, like, it's okay for the man to be the head. Okay, it's in the Bible. First off, I ain't just saying that. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, my cousin said it's all about support and encouragement. That goes a long way in a relationship. Yeah, and I think with that verse, people get stuck on the word head or submit or something like that, and it's like, that doesn't necessarily mean that the man is better than the woman or anything like that. It's a certain position that we have to take, and if you got the man making a certain decision, and then the woman is doing this, it's like you have a CEO that couldn't be anything without, everybody
Exactly.
so-called in the second, level. But it's like you're looking at it from it doesn't mean that the man is more spiritual or,
right.
He should be a leader though. Like, you want a man that's not the head, and
right.
you have to lead him everywhere. That way you can focus on, things that are important. So it's like, I mean, if, I don't want to get so far into the,
listen,
the whole head and stuff like that, because it's such a deep topic. I forget where my brain was going to go, but, as far as positions that God has, like I a lot of men, if God switched I mean, I don't want to have to bear the children, but if I could be a stay-at-home dad, I mean,
okay.
I'm not saying it's easy for y'all.
Listen.
But I'm just saying that the way that this movement is fighting, it's like it's fighting for men to just be stay-at-home dads, and the woman can take care of everything. I mean, the men are not going to lose in that.
Let me tell you, it has a lot to do with spiritual husbands and spiritual wives. That's one thing I learned. It has a lot to do with these demonic entities that are in these relationships, because an equally yoked relationship is so deadly to Satan. He don't want it. He don't like it. So when he sees two people coming together equally yoked, he's going to do everything he needs to do. And if you're not praying without ceasing and everything like that, if you're not seeking God while you're in that relationship, if God is not the foundation, you are going to get these spiritual entities that are going to be eating off of what you have. And you're going to see like, wait, what's going on? We was just good. Like, why is my wife doing this? Why is she so angry at me? Like, it has a lot to do with the doors we open for demonic entities just to step right in, because we don't put our, on our armor every day. We don't talk to God. We don't, continuously build on that relationship. That is the cornerstone. That is the foundation. If you don't have God, everything will tear apart. You will not have success in anything if you don't have Christ. And listen, I'm not going to say, because a lot of people have success today, because you can have people like, well, I'm successful and I don't need God. Like, listen, sir.
Right.
You're going to find out in the end. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with things mentally. The thing is, you can have the wealth, you can have all of that physically. Great. But mentally, you're going to be dead. Spiritually, you're going to be dead. And you're going to be feeling like, okay, why do I have all these things and I'm not happy? I'll rather have happiness than this Rolls Royce. Like, I'll rather be happy and have some type of peace in my mind when I go to sleep at night. That's it. Everything that God mostly talks about is spiritual. You're not going to have what you need spiritually. You're going to feel dead all the time. And I know, because I was that way. Like, I would wake up at one point in my life, I would wake up and I'd be like, what? It just felt like the days were going by. Like, I wasn't living for anything. And once I tasted and saw that the Lord was good, that's when everything changed for me. My mindset, the way I did things, the way I spoke to people, like, it was no longer a front to be happy. I was actually happy. So, yeah. That's what God,
amazing.
Y'all. Believe me. Believe me.
That's it right there. Now, I want you to about to wrap it up, but I want you to tell people, like, what are your goals? Like, what you plan on doing, like, with your ministry? Like, how far do you really, like, want this to go? What's your vision?
My vision, right now, it's at a standstill, because it's like, I know what I want to do, but I'm not trying to lean on everything that I want to do. I'm kind of in a moment where I'm like, okay, God, what do you want me to do? Because I want to talk about this, but, like, what do you want me to talk about? And who are the people you want me to reach? Because I know that there's a lot of channels like mine, but they only specifically speak towards women. And it's like, I don't want to be a channel like that. I really want to reach men and women, particularly people that are lukewarm, people that are, not like, they're lukewarm and they don't know how to get out of that gray area. That's the people I'm trying to reach, because that used to be me. I used to want a, relationship with God, but I didn't understand the concept of a relationship over religion. So it's like, I would read my Bible for 3 days in a row and it would be terrible. I wouldn't get it. It's like, what? Like, I don't understand. So I want to reach the people that God wants me to reach. I don't know what the vision is, but I know that I'm going to keep going. He's telling me to keep posting videos, keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm just allowing the Holy Spirit to lead. And I do have other visions, but those are going to take, like, many steps. So YouTube is one of my many steps to the actual goal that I want to achieve in the kingdom. So, yeah.
That's cool. Well, this is Ericah Yvonne. Your Instagram, let's see. What is it? Just Ericah Yvonne, your name. Let's type it in here real quick so everybody knows.
You can call me Ericah Yvonne, Ericah Yvonne. I say Ericah Yvonne because...
My bad. Am I saying it wrong?
I mean, that's all. Everybody say Yvonne and Yvonne the same way, so I'm like...
Did I do it right? Can you see it? I don't know if I put it in there right.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, good.
Follow me on here, Instagram at Ericah Yvonne. You can follow me on YouTube at Ericah Yvonne. Subscribe. Check out the content, especially if you are in that lukewarm area. If you truly want a relationship with God, and it's not just based off of fear of going to hell. You truly want a relationship with God, because doing it just based on, because that's what I was doing doing it for a long time. I didn't want to go to hell, and I didn't want to feel all of that. But that can only take you so far. So if you truly want a relationship with God, I encourage you to look at the videos on my channel. And yeah, God bless y'all. That's real. I don't have a church that I because coronavirus. But I'm actually in a state where I'm not trying to listen to anybody else right now, if that makes sense. You ever been in that place in your life where it's like, okay, I just need to listen to God. I just want to read my Bible. I don't want to listen to a sermon. I just want to get the fruit from God and see what he is talking about rather than looking at a sermon. Because I don't know. People nowadays, it's like, you just don't know. It's like you know, but you don't know, you know? So, yeah, right now, I'm just in a season where I'm just in my Bible.
Yeah, I've definitely felt like that before. That subject in itself would take some unpacking because we will talk about that all day. Because I have a lot to say. You almost like started me back up with questions.
Listen.
But yeah, that's definitely an interesting thing, and I know a lot of people feel that way. I obviously am still going to church. You know, I'm not like, I guess what I would say about people that, you know, are cautious about the coronavirus is, you know, if we don't believe that, you know, God can heal, I mean, I can understand why, you know, people can debate the Bible and get certain things out of it that God's just not doing miracles like that anymore.
Right.
I believe he still is. I believe he still called us to come to the church, come to the elders of the church, have them lay hands on us and forgive us of our sin. But
Right.
that is where sickness mostly comes from. It doesn't mean that if we get sick, it's because we have sinned.
Right.
But because of sin, people are sick.
Yeah.
And sin is the biggest sickness that we could possibly have. And that's the biggest sickness we need to get healed from.
Yeah.
If you look at all the leprosy in the Bible, it came from sin. So I have been going to church no matter what people have said because I'm just kind of arrogant against the devil in that sense. And when he tells me, no, you can't go to church, I was like, this is the test.
Right.
You know, for me, that's how I took it. This is the test to see, am I really serious about? It's different when you have a belief and you're just kind of like not sure. That's different. But if somebody like me and I'm like, I go to church and I'm doing this, you know, I made up that in my mind, then I can't back down because the Bible says if you don't do it, if it's not of faith, then it is of sin. In Romans chapter 14, it speaks about that, of your faith. And my faith is, you know, how can you hear, you know, unless you hear from a preacher that's been sent, preaching peaceful tidings. So it's just, you know, like you learn math from a math teacher, you know, if you have and we have to lay hands and you can't lay hands through the internet, you know, because I seen one video with Kenneth Copeland putting his fingers through the screen, and I'm not for that as far as like, you're not laying hands on nobody with the holy water. It didn't touch me because, you know, if the Bible says to lay hands, then I don't know, what does that mean? You know, it's a spiritual thing, but yeah, we could go on there all day. Definitely, if you want to come back on the channel, on the show, please let me know what topic you want to talk about, because it's, you know, love having you on, Sister Ericah, Yvonne.
Reaching out because I was like, Lord Jesus, I hope I don't talk that much because your girl can talk. Okay, I should have said that. I think I did say that in the beginning, but
you did. You said a whole lot more too. I was like, oh my gosh, no, I'm playing.
But
she can talk, can't she? No, I'm playing. No, that's cool.
Yeah,
at least you ain't saying no foolishness. You saying some good stuff. So if you're talking a lot, as long as you're saying something, you know that matters.
But yeah, I just want people to be safe. I just want people to know, like, and I know everybody else has the desire. Like, I just want people to know, like, if y'all would have, like, if people really knew, because it's like, you could go through something and you wouldn't even be seen for what you went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at me and be like with the stuff I went through in my life, you wouldn't even thought, like, what? That happened to you? Like, yeah. And the thing is, I feel like I want to share my testimonies on, you know, YouTube, but it's like, those are like, my testimonies are like, okay, I have to wait for God to say like, okay, yeah, this is the time. Because a testimony like mine, or like anybody that has really been through anything, that is for somebody else. And that's why we go through certain things, so that we can speak into other people's life and, you know, be a living testimony. Like, no, you can get out of that. Because, hello, I'm right here and I got out of it. So, yeah, that's what I just want people to know, that God is good and all the time.
And all the time, God is good.
I was waiting for you to say he's good. Wait, all the
Yeah,
time.
if they're live, I didn't have time to.
Oh, now I'm second guessing if I said it right. But
You say
yeah,
God is good, then I say
all
all
the
the time. You gotta wait and say God is
time.
good,
Yeah.
and then I know that if you go to if you every Christian should know.
Yeah.
Boy, Ash, what's going on, brother Tony? That's the best drum in the world. But yeah, so definitely good having you on. We'll probably have some online, offline discussions or whatever, just to make sure that you know, just to further discuss these topics because there's some more
Yeah.
questions I wanted to ask you, and set up some more lives in the future. Had a great time. I'm
Listen,
really loving the whole live
I love
Friday thing.
the
I
idea.
think it's doing really
I was
cool.
like, I ain't got that many people to do this. I'm like, he doing the thing. I'll let him do it.
Yeah, just
But
let
this,
God do it. I don't know.
this is a beautiful
I
thing.
come on here.
It's
Yeah.
revival. Revival's coming in the name of Jesus. Okay,
It's here, girl.
it's
It's here. Some people
it's
can then walk into it.
it's here.
Don't worry, brother Tony. We're gonna post it on YouTube, so you'll be able to see it whenever you get a good connection. But
But
yeah,
yeah, I'm glad that you reached out. I was like, listen, somebody actually wants to hear me on this plan. But
finally I can vent. This girl at work today. No, I'm playing. But yeah, it was a good time. I had a good time with you today. Look, guys, if you want to be on the show, please DM me. Let me know that it's something you want to talk about. I'm gonna start doing some Q&As, maybe a few weeks. I got a little, interview with somebody. But Ericah, God bless you. You have
dang,
a blessed day, blessed life. When you find your husband, invite me to the wedding, or when he finds you, however the Bible says it. But yeah, God bless y'all.
God bless y'all and God bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah.